He got out of basic training. Let's take his word for that. Then he said he wants to go commission, and he said he wants to do surface warfare officer. And I was just like, no!
Hey, it's your boy Drew.
Well, hello, everybody. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the nuclear physicist. Okay, originally, he went on the Pineapple Show, and we reacted to that situation. And then he went on to what was that guy's name? He went on to...
I think it's called like something pod, like Coffee Pod or something like that.
Yeah, Coffee Pod, Shissa Zed's show. Yeah. So he went on there to kind of like talk a little bit more about his after going to basic training and then leaving. But anyway, so yeah, so we're going to react to that.
And when I got your message, I was like, this guy's trying to catfish me, bro.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way, like, he can't be real. Yeah, no, I'm like actually a real person. It's crazy. So I went to basic. A lot happened, essentially. I ended up leaving because I didn't want to do nuclear physics. While I was leaving, a lieutenant commander and 6 senior chiefs came to me and said, we want you to commission as an officer after you leave. So I ended up leaving enlistment to become a commissioned officer. So I'm in that transition now. So instead of doing nuclear physics, I'm going to be a surface warfare officer. And what that is those.
So when he said he left basic training because he didn't want to do nuclear anymore, as we all know, I was in the Navy, and in basic training, you don't just leave. That's not how that works. So when he said that, I was like, I have questions. That was very strange to me. Those that are in the Navy know that you can't just leave basic training. It's very difficult to just leave basic training. You have to get kicked out. You have to have serious psychological problems. You have to have a serious medical problem. You can't just say, I want to go. If you say you want to go, the show where he was on Pineapples was not that long ago. Basic training is about 8 to 9 weeks. That wasn't that long ago. It was like in June when that show kind of went down. So I'm trying to think, to get out of basic training from what I remember, and granted, this was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, you're going to be in a process that takes a very long time to get cycled out. Fine. So he got out of basic training. Let's take his word for that. Then he said he wants to go commission, and he said he wants to do surface warfare officer. And I was just like, no! I was like, you're gonna go from nuclear physicist to wanting to be a swole. Their life is, surface warfare officers. I love what you do. They're like, how would I describe this for people that don't know? When you go into the Navy and you don't have a job, you go into what's called undesignated, right? And you'll get on the ship and you'll be scrubbing, you're like needs of the Navy. So you'll end up getting on the ship and you'll be like scrubbing the floor, chipping paint. It's awful, awful. Surface warfare officer is like that for the commissioned officers, needs of the Navy. So he's like, oh, I get to command the ship. Yeah, but if like a ship has a need for, I worked in the captain's admin office, and I also worked in combat systems. So if they need a combat systems officer, he's gonna go be a combat systems officer, and he'll have to go through the training to be a combat systems officer. If they need a reactor officer, he's gonna go through the training to go be a reactor officer. It's needs of the Navy. There's no specialization. For a person that was a nuclear rate, very intelligent, there is no reason, in my opinion, why he would go from nuclear rate to surface warfare officer. There are many different rates or things you can do as an officer that would have a much better lifestyle. So if this guy happens to watch this video, contact me. I used to work at the Pentagon. I probably know quite a bit of people that can help him get a much better lifestyle into a much better designation. Please don't go surface warfare officer. Oh my God. I know, Carmen. You're probably like, no, don't do it. When he said it, I was like, oh my God. I was like, no. I was like, do not go surface warfare officer. You will be.
You know what's interesting, you saying that, is that when I initially saw him on the Pineapple Show, I felt like she wasn't responding to what she should have been responding to. I felt like she was responding to, oh, well, it seems like he doesn't have enough personality. He didn't tell me enough about himself. I would have been more concerned about the fact that he seems to have this very lackadaisical attitude about everything. Like, oh, well, I did that. And I thought, well, what the heck, or what the F, or, whatever he said. And, I'll just try that instead, or I'll just do this instead. And that was what didn't seem to make sense to me. I was like, is he like some type of surfer boy that's just sailing through life and doing random things? So I thought that was interesting. And they're going to bring up something later about stability and a stable life.
The lifestyle of a surface warfare officer. Bro, I don't even know his name. Please don't go surface. Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, let's continue.
Okay.
Yep. You're like all that shit. I just wanted to do something different. Nuclear physics are like interesting. They're like entertaining, but like it's not what I wanted to do.
I want to know before we get into
again.
like the whole craziness.
I'm sorry.
I have to call Cap.
He said that the nuclear people are entertaining. Okay, maybe.
If I had tea, I would sip tea, but this is what I have, so I'm gonna sip this.
All right. Okay. So I talked about how, when I was on the ship and there was that nuclear rate that was arguing with me about a spider is not a bug, it's an arachnid. I guess if you're that kind of personality type, they are entertaining. Fine. But I think that most people are going to think that the nuclear rates are weird.
Different.
Okay, let's continue.
I was on Discord, right? I was just vibing with my friends in call. And I had the craziest idea. I was like, one of us should go on the Pineapple Show and just joke the around. And they're like, well, you're the only guy in this call right now that's comfortable with showing their face. Because I'm an adult, so I was like, I don't really mind if my face is online. It's like, whatever, I can choose that, right? You know what? We'll make a bet on it. I lost the bet. So I ended up going on, I went on the Pineapple Show.
Hold on, man. The whole thing was a bet.
Pretty much, yeah. I have a girlfriend. Gotcha. I've had a girlfriend for the last 2 years. So it had nothing to do with me looking for a girl.
Okay. You've got a girl. What did she think about it?
I'm about to pause.
Yes.
So
there's just the whole scenario just feels wrong. Like is this whole fly by the seat of his pants crazy?
He had a girlfriend the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I call Cap on the. I don't even know if he's really a nuclear physicist. Now at this point, I'm like, you already have a girlfriend. You called in because of this fly by the seat of your pants idea with your friends while you were in the car to get on the show or something. He said
something isn't right.
Yeah, the whole thing feels wrong.
Something's not right now. I got in that our talk, essentially trying to defend him. Essentially saying, oh, we talked about how this woman was going off of vibes, but you know what?
Was right.
He already had a girlfriend, so they were maybe
her vibes were telling her that something was off. Was it Jordan Peterson? I mean, I'm not, a fan of his, but didn't he say if a woman doesn't pick you, it's probably for good reason? You be knowing things. Women have intuition. We don't know exactly why, but we feel things.
Something ain't right, because a nuclear physicist rate, these are the smartest people in the Navy. I just want to be the captain of the ship. No, you don't have to be. There are other things you could do. You could be a pilot and end up being the captain of a ship. Like my captain from my aircraft carrier, he was a pilot. You don't have to go be a surface warfare officer. Maybe he should go be a surface warfare officer.
I call Cap on the whole thing. I think the whole thing is some type of plot to get on, to go viral or something. I'm starting to question this whole thing.
I went on the Pineapple Show. She asked me, she was like, tell me a little bit about yourself. It's an open-ended question. So when I introduce myself, I say the three things first. My name, what I do for a living, and if there's anything else they want to know about me. So I got done with the first two parts of that, and then immediately after...
Absolutely.
I don't remember that being what happened.
That is absolutely not what happened. He comes on saying, oh, I was just reading The Art of War or something like that.
Because I'm going into the Navy the next day or something.
Yeah.
Right? And then I got a 99 on my ASVAB.
Exactly. Interesting.
That she pineappled me. So I was like, oh, and I didn't expect anything to come out of that. Because I was just like, oh, I lost a bet. I went on the Pineapple Show, around, found out, and then that was that.
That video took off like a wildfire, man. So let's say this was, hypothetically speaking, if it wasn't a joke,
right?
Would you have gone on there and taken her seriously because you saw in her mind it was serious?
I'm gonna be honest with you. that personality is not really my type. She's an attractive looking woman, sure, but
His personality's
ultimately
not hers.
what I noticed that I really like found unattractive about her personality was simply that when I brought up what I do as my work, she tried to compete with it with what she had with her work, which was nursing school.
Pause.
Which I mean,
Did she?
Maybe that wasn't included in what we saw. Maybe there's more to the story. I didn't see that.
I didn't know
see
that
her
she
do
was a
that.
nurse or
Yeah, me either. I didn't see that. In fact, when I watched the other videos afterwards where she was talking to other people, that didn't come up. So I don't know, but I didn't see that.
I have a
Right.
question. I know that he just skipped from boot camp to being a commissioned officer and all, but
Trying to go commissioned officer. It's a process.
Oh, okay. But I was wondering, is it normal for someone who's in a position that he's in to curse so much, like in public? That just feels...
Never heard like curse like a
Professional
sailor.
to me.
Curse like a sailor.
No, I mean, I know that they would, but it seems like they would be someone like him that tested so highly on this test and is so that he would be more professional in a setting like this online. I don't know. I guess I'm just a little surprised that he's
So okay, so that's a good point. When you
like he's like he's like a what is that called? Not a valley kid, but it's surf boy. Like he has this surf boy.
he hasn't gone through the commissioning yet, so they learn naval officer etiquette in commissioning school. So he will go through how to conduct yourself in public settings. That's a part of it. That's a part of commissioning school and stuff. Absolutely. Because I wanted to go public affairs as a public affairs officer because I have a degree in communications. So like we are at the height of how you're supposed to appear, to the world. So we test heavily in how you're supposed to behave in the media and stuff like that as a public affairs officer. But he hasn't done that yet. He hasn't gone.
But as far as personality, I mean, like I said, he's kind of like a surf boy, hang 10 type of personality, and the other girl's like around the way.
She's not. Both of them were just not a match. They weren't a match. And see, this is good because at least we get a deeper dive into how he is, which me and you probably knew that this is how he was. The little that we saw of him, we knew this was him. We knew. And she, she could pick up on that personality type isn't her vibe. Fine. And you know what? I think that this is good that he's here exposing himself because she was picking up on a vibe and she was right.
Like there's some type of imposter syndrome, something going on here.
He's had a girl for 2 years. Why are you playing with her for? Why are you playing with her? You had a girl for 2 years and you playing games, calling the show, oh, but me and my friends made a bet.
Because he's not serious. I mean, you can say like he's so smart, he's a nuclear physicist. He's not as serious. We thought maybe he's more serious-minded than she is, but maybe it was the opposite.
I hate to say what I'm about to say, but this is the epitome of that niggas ain't shit. This is an epitome of niggas ain't shit. You have a girl and you're playing games and you're joking around and you're messing with people's emotions and shit. All these creators riding for him, having his back, talking about this woman, she's trifling, she wants the thugs, the beard that connects, all this bullshit. And this motherfucker's like, I was just playing games and I already have a girl. Niggas ain't shit. That's the epitome of that.
Even when they're a nuclear physicist. So this goes to the point that several women have said, like, how do you vet these men? Oh, well, don't get a Pookie or a Ray Way. Don't do this, don't do that. It's like, even when they're a nuclear physicist, supposedly in the military and vetted, they still pull this stuff.
Damn it, man.
You hate to be wrong.
Damn it.
But I hate to be right.
Damn it. So damn it. Let's continue.
If she would have just said that in response to what I said, sure. But the issue that I had with it was that she said, well, he's a nuclear physicist. That's whatever, because I'm in nursing school. Yeah. It was like, you don't have to compete with me. That wasn't my intention. I was just trying to introduce myself. I wasn't trying to be combative in any kind of way. So
had she done that, wouldn't everyone have mentioned that?
Look, everything he said after he said he has a girl, it's hard for me to like, oh, I wasn't trying to, you have a girlfriend already. Why are you even there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that the internet would have roasted her, and all of the Kevin Samuels Kitten Heels acolytes, disciples would have been like, see, she's talking about her PhD. She's talking about her degree. Had she done that, they would have roasted. That never happened. He's making something up.
Well, it's possible that it happened, but I just don't care. I don't care.
We never saw it, never aired.
Even if it did happen, you have a girlfriend of 2 years. Why are you on the show? Like, I don't get what's going on. Like, after the girlfriend comment, I'd just be like, well, I guess this conversation's over because you were just playing games. Like, that's how if I were him, that's how, if I were I don't know how to say his name. If I were him, I would have been like, I guess the conversation's over because you were just playing around.
As one of my friends says, guys just be saying stuff.
I don't know. I just found that bit unattractive. It feels like I feel like she might have thought that I was trying to impress her with my job. Which wasn't the case. Man. That's just how I introduced myself.
Yeah, man. And the whole thing was like, how much can you really know about somebody within a couple of questions? That was my thing. Okay.
Right.
Personality, you can't know too much about somebody just within a couple of minutes. You looked at somebody and she thought like, okay, maybe I wouldn't get.
Why isn't he asking him? Well, you already had a girl, so why are you on the show?
Because
why is that
normal for guys? Guys think this is normal. I'm starting to think. I think guys think this is normal. Like, oh, okay, I get it. You just wanted to pretend.
I don't think this is normal. I don't understand. I'm like, wait, you already had a girl, so this whole conversation's stupid. Like, why are we continuing to talk? All these content creators were riding for you, including fucking me in a sense. I was rooting for you.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this.
I was rooting for you. Oh yes, Tyra. I all these content creators, including me, was rooting for him in my own way. And to hear that he had a girl, this was a joke. I feel stupid. I feel like played and stupid. Although, again, I still don't recommend you go surface warfare officer because that's going to ruin your life. But
we'll talk some later.
You get back, you see that the video's gone live, and then you see a second video of another chick who's like, hey, I want the nuclear physicist.
Man,
look at that.
I saw like 6 videos. I only found out because the same guys I was in call with when I went on to the Pineapple Show called me again and was like, yo, you gotta see this shit. It was insane.
Yeah.
How did I feel about it?
I don't know. It's a girlfriend. So that's the response, isn't it? Well, I have a girlfriend, so.
And he's like, yeah, oh my God, all these girls that were like interested. Again, this is like begging for attention or something. I don't know. So what I wanted to say was that it seemed like I actually saw a video where she did end up going on a date with someone, and the guy that she went out with, it seemed like he's kind of a self-proclaimed nerd or blurred himself, black nerd. And he just had a different personality, but he was like an educated lame type that she ended up going out with. And she said, you know, it wasn't about him being too smart or too, you know, whatever. She just didn't care for his personality. But yeah, so when I saw a later video of her with the guy that she ended up going out on a date with, and they actually were both sitting there talking together. He was like, yeah, like it wasn't a, you know, that she doesn't like upwardly mobile guys or intellectual guys. It was just that his personality didn't jive with hers. And so it just ended up being that. But I do think the guy that she picked had a beard that time. What you gonna do?
He had a girlfriend. It was a joke.
Yeah, the whole thing was a joke. Like, I just...
Next, that's what I have to say about him. He used to work at the Pentagon. He could probably help you get into a different designation. Okay.
Call your boy Drew.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, well, that was us reacting to nuclear physicist guy, I say in air quotes, because I don't know what's happening here. Everything's a joke for him. Like, getting out of boot camp in a couple of weeks is unheard of. Now he's going officer. It's your boy Drew. Thank you for watching and rocking with us. Karma Royale.